Right, doing something a little bit different today. Just sort of proof of concept, really, just to show that it does actually work. What I'm going to be doing is we're going to be looking at EQ Project 1999 running on a Raspberry Pi. So without further ado, let's go. Right, there's essentially the specs of the Pi. It's basically a Pi 400, which is the keyboard version, and it's overclocked to 2 gigahertz. The GPU's running at 600, and it's got around about 4 gig of RAM. Right, so let's get going then. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run QSynth, because I want my MIDI fix to be working on this to get the proper MIDI sound. Next, we're going to run the Wine desktop, which is sort of been pre-configured. I haven't finished doing it yet, so there might be a few glitches, not sure yet. Right, so now we've got that up and running, what we need to do is go into my pre-installed EQ folder and then run a batch file. It's not exactly the quickest thing in the world, the Raspberry Pi, so it might be a little bit sluggish at doing this bit, but it should be alright, I imagine, once we're in game. Right, now you see a bit of corruption here, don't worry about that, that's just because I've not installed the fonts yet. But that's a good thing, though, because that means I don't have to hide any of the information. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, it should go to full screen. I hope it's not going to come through too loud. Because with the MIDI fix, we should have all the audio. Yeah, there it is. It's not the quickest thing in the world because it's only got 4 gig of RAM in it. I don't think I've set the UI up for this one either, so it's probably going to look a bit of a mess. But like I said, it's just showing it can actually be done. You can get it working on a Raspberry Pi. Right now, I think she's in Nariak. Yep, she's in Nariak. It's not running too badly, really. It feels a little bit sluggish, but I mean, you could probably get away with playing on it, I imagine. There's another tune down here as well. Let's check this other tune. Yep, I mean, it all seems to be okay, I suppose. I mean, I could probably play for a little bit, but yeah, I'll just leave this as is, showing you actually working. Right, and now we'll see if it actually successfully logs out. I don't see why it wouldn't, though. As you can see, there's a little glitch there, but that's probably caused by the font. Yeah, it needs a font installer for that one, which is an easy enough job, to be honest. It's not difficult to do that. And there we go. One successful test of Everquest running. Like I said, it's a little bit on the sluggish side, but it's kind of running. It'd definitely be playable. If this is all you had, then I think you'd be able to get away with playing it maybe. Not sure what the frame rate would be like in like a very, very busy area like the Commons Tunnel, but I don't fancy running there, to be honest, on the Raspberry Pi. I'll pull up the stats again so you can have a read of it. And there you go. It's running, basically this is Twister OS I'm running at the moment. As I said, it's the Raspberry Pi 400, which is the Pi that's built into a keyboard, and it's got 4 gig of RAM, and it runs at 1.8 gigahertz by default, but I've overclocked this one to 2 gigahertz to get EQ running a bit more smoothly. Anyway, I think that's about me done. I hope you enjoyed seeing it run on the Raspberry Pi, and I'll see you next time.